Hey guys, this is the Clear English Corner, and I'm Keenyn, your personal American English pronunciation coach. Over the past few weeks, I've shared some lessons on reductions, common words and word pairs that reduce or their pronunciation changes in connected and conversational speech. And those lessons have been really popular. If you haven't seen those, be sure to check them out. I'll also share links for you in the video description. So in kind of keeping with that theme, I wanted to do a quick lesson today on something funny that happens with words that end in T or D when the next word starts with Y or the Y sound. Two super common words that start with the Y sound are you and your. So we'll focus on these two words in our examples today. So let's dive right in so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. When a word ends in T and the next word starts with the Y or Y sound, a lot of times you will hear the Y change to a or CH sound, like in chips or chocolate. So for example, get you changes to getcha. Okay, so there's two things happening here. The word you is reducing to ya, and that Y sound is changing to that the CH, like chips or chocolate. Getcha. Can I get you anything? Can I get you anything? Get your becomes getcher. Again, two things happening here. That word your is reducing to your. And the Y sound is changing to that CH, chur. Getcher. I need to get your number. I need to get your number. I didn't get your name. I didn't get your name. Got you becomes gotcha. Again, that you reducing to ya and the Y sound, ya, changing to the CH. Gotcha. I got you some coffee. I got you some coffee. Don't worry, I got you covered. Don't worry, I got you covered. Got your is going to become gotcher. Again, you're reducing to your, and that ya sound changing to CH. Gotcher. I got your message. I got your message. I think they got your point. I think they got your point. Want you becomes wantcha. I really want you to be there. I really want you to be there. We just want you to be happy. We just want you to be happy. Want your becomes wantcher. I want your life. I want your life. Another example, thought you will become thoughtcha. So instead of we thought you already knew, you might hear we thought you already knew. We thought you already knew. Instead of I thought you'd want to know, you'll hear I thought you'd want to know. I thought you'd want to know. Notice how want to reduces to wanna. I thought you'd want to know. Let you becomes letcha. I'll let you get back to work. I'll let you get back to work. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. Bet you becomes betcha. I bet you didn't see that coming. I bet you didn't see that coming. Bet your becomes betcher. I bet you're relieved to hear that. I bet you're relieved to hear that. A lot of times you'll hear this Y sound changing to the CH when the word you is coming after a word that's contracted with not. Okay, so not N-O-T a lot of times is contracted to N''T. So do not becomes don't. And a lot of times, instead of hearing don't you, what you'll hear is don't ya. Don't ya. Why don't you try it? Why don't you try it? Don't you want to know more? Don't you want to know more? Again, here want to become wanna. Don't you want to know more? Instead of hearing can't you, you'll hear can't ya. Can't ya. Can't you tell? Can't you tell? Why can't you make it? Why can't you make it? Instead of hearing haven't you, a lot of times you'll hear a native speaker say haven't ya. Haven't ya. Why haven't you called? Why haven't you called? Haven't you noticed? Haven't you noticed? Same thing with wouldn't you. Wouldn't you becomes wouldn't ya. Wouldn't ya. Wouldn't you rather go next week? Wouldn't you rather go next week? You'd like that, wouldn't ya? You'd like that, wouldn't ya? That was a tag question, and you'll hear things like wouldn't ya, don't ya, can't ya a lot in tag questions. A tag question is when you turn a statement into a question by adding a tag. You'd like that, wouldn't ya? You'd like that, wouldn't ya? You can tell a difference, can't ya? You can tell a difference, can't ya? You work in HR, don't ya? You work in HR, don't ya? Pretty interesting, right? So something similar happens when you have a word that ends in D or the D sound, and the next word starts with Y or ya. Instead of the ya changing to a ch, it changes to a j, like judge or jelly or joke, the J sound, j. So for example, tried your might sound more like tried your. So again, that word your is reducing to your, and the ya sound coming after the D is changing to j. Tried your. You tried your best. You tried your best. Another example, had your. Had your may sound more like had your. Had your. You had your chance. You had your chance. Told you may come out more like told ya. Told ya. Again, that word you reducing to ya, and the Y, ya sound changing to j. Instead of I already told you that, you'll hear I already told you that. I already told you that. Instead of I told you that might happen, you'll probably hear I told you that might happen. I told you that might happen. Another example, made you becomes made ya. Made ya. Made you look. Made you look. I bet that made you mad. I bet that made you mad. You'll hear this all the time in words that come together to form questions, like could you. Could you becomes could ya. Could ya. Could you finish this? Could you finish this? Could you make it on Thursday? Could you make it on Thursday? Would you becomes wouldja. Wouldja. Would you care to join us? Would you care to join us? Would you like to try it? Would you like to try it? Did you? Did you? This one you'll hear all the time. Did you becomes didja. Didja. Did you like it? Did you like it? Did you get the job? Did you get the job? Didja will sometimes reduce down even further and become just ja. Ja. Did you like it? Did you get the job? Some really interesting things start happening when we have question words paired with the word did and then the word you. So, for example, who did you? Who did you becomes wouldja. Wouldja. Okay, a couple things happening here. Who did is contracting. and becoming W-H-O apostrophe D, hood, hood. And then again, our word you is reducing to ya, and the Y sound is changing to ja, that J sound, ja. Wouldja, wouldja. Who'd you go with? Who'd you go with? Who'd you see? Who'd you see? Check out what did you? What did you becomes Wouldja, Wouldja. So the word what ends in a T, and then we've got an apostrophe D for did, and it would just be way too complicated to say what did. That's hard to say. So that T just comes right out of there. Wouldja, Wouldja. What'd you do this weekend? What'd you do this weekend? What'd you think? What'd you think? When did you becomes Wouldja, Wouldja. So instead of when did you get here, you'll hear when'd you get here, when'd you get here. Instead of when did you leave, you'll hear when'd you leave, when'd you leave. Where did you becomes where'd ya, where'd ya. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Ooh, where'd you find that? Ooh, where'd you find that? Why did you becomes why'd ya, why'd ya. Why'd you leave early? Why'd you leave early? Why'd you change it? Why'd you change it? And how did you becomes how'd ya, how'd ya. How'd you do? How'd you do? How did your becomes how'd your, how'd your. Again, that word your reducing to your, the ya changing to ja, and how did becoming a contraction. How'd your, how'd your. How'd your interview go? How'd your interview go? How'd your vacation turn out? How'd your vacation turn out? All right, so there you have it. Isn't that interesting how those sounds change when the D's and T's are paired up with Y's? Hopefully this information can help you when you're listening to native speakers, especially when you're hearing questions. I hope you found the lesson helpful. If you feel like you need a little more practice with hearing these combinations, be sure to grab the free practice PDF I've created for you to go along with this lesson. It has all of the word combinations and sample sentences that we used in today's lesson. So be sure to check that out. If you liked today's lesson, be sure to give a thumbs up and definitely share with your friends. As always, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.